Bangladesh well placed at 248 for 4. 9 more overs to be bowled. They're going and just the run rate has gone up now. It's gone up above 6. So they realize the fact that when we talk about a few more shots from Tawhid Hridoy, what about Mushfiqur Rahim? 19 of 11, strike rate of 172. So both will be eyeing to play a few big shots. And now, what are the areas now? You see 3 fielders on the offside. These are the batters to come in next. At 7, Yasir Ali. Taskin Ahmed smashed a couple of boundaries to take the series away from the world champions England in the T20 also. Followed by Nasum. Markada replacing Camphor. Now again, all right. The long on fielder comes inside the circle. So now one more time, and the pushback, short fine to long. So mid off, mid on, inside the circle. It's the length. He's not going to give a bowler or pitch it fuller. He guides it away for a single.
They'll be worried about these last 10 overs. There's been problems at the death for Ireland. You can see the concern almost writ across Andrew Balbirnie's face. Adair probably one of the go-to bowlers at the death. He's got 4 left. Hume's been very good today alongside Andrew McBride, the pick of the bowlers. He's got 3 left, so that's where 7 of the last 9 are going to go. The other 2, I'm not so sure. Will he continue to risk Delaney? Does he go back to Camphor? Or does he pull out the wild card of Dockrell? Questions and decisions to be made for Andrew Balbirnie.
Seven. Tector, none for 45 and 6. That's an issue. That's a serious issue, I can tell you that, because it's so very crucial at the death. If the wicket's in hand, then they can really go in and put up a really big one. 250 on the board already. It's a short one. Trying to pull that away. Goes past him.
Ireland have played a huge amount of T20I cricket in the last 18 months since they got back into action after the break with the pandemic. There's the Brains Trust. Sitting at the front is Scott Irvine, the team analyst. Gary Wilson, the former keeper batter, the top left. Then Mark Rouse in the middle, who is the team physio. Heinrich Milan, the new head coach, on the right. And Ryan Eagleson next to him, the bowling coach.
That is a beautiful shot. We spoke about the mid-off inside the circle. He pushed back the long on behind, but he gets underneath, gets the elevation, hits it over the top of the cover fielder. That is a lovely shot from Mushfiqur Rahim.
The reason this is so good, field is a fascinating one. Only deep third is out on the offside, whereas every single fielder on the leg side is the deep. Every one of them, all 4. It's a deep fine, a deep backward square leg, a deep mid-wicket and a long on. So the intention is to go into the wicket to force Rahim to hit into the offside. I don't think the wide slot was the target from Adair, and Rahim cashes in.
Rahim. Short ball. And he spoke about those 3 fielders protecting the boundaries. With that single, 8 runs in that over. After 42, Bangladesh 256 for 4.
নতুন ক্লোজার ট্রিপল ফ্রেশ ফর্মুলার সাথে
for the spinners. But from there on in, it's really been about the intelligence and the skill of the Bangladesh middle order. Shakib, and in particular, this young man in his ODI debut, Tawad Ridoy. He's played quite beautifully. So this is the perfect foundation that you want for the back end of a one-day innings if you're the batting side. 256 for 4, 8 overs. Oh, there's some power still in the hut as well.
He can give the ball some clout. Yasir. Just the approach of Mushfiqur Rahim as soon as he came in today with a purpose, realization that they were in a strong position. He could afford to just play freely. Over the years, he's had so much experience in really reading the state of the game and accordingly devise his own ways of trying to manipulate the balls. There he goes. Slot sweep is an area he favors, and it goes for the maximum. That is a scintillating strike.
We mentioned Ridoy and Shakib, but what about this for an innings from Mushfiqur Rahim? 31 off just 16 deliveries. He's walked in and he's been aggressive right from the outset. Doesn't even middle this, but it's not a big outfield.
Backs away, he tries the inside out, just wide. Did he get a bit of hand to that one? I think he's dropped it. Was she a little lucky on that occasion? Oh, stood up now. Didn't quite get a hold of it. The fielder trying to get to it. It's got over. Tantalizingly close to that fielder. Really made an effort to go for it. But eventually it sailed over for another maximum.
Oh, this is teasing. This is teasing for the man in the deep. And Ridoy would have taken a deep breath when this was in mid-flight. Because there is 100 on debut that is waiting for him to take. And this just clears the boundary fielder.
Oh, so close. But at the end of it, a relief for Ridoy. Goes, and it's well stopped. This is good. They need every bit of effort like that. Some agility in the field to save as many runs as they can.
Guys, come on.
Follows Mushi, who was backing away, adjusts very nicely. Oh, that was just a single run. Good coverage in the deep. 43 done, 272 for 4. Mushfiqur Rahim joining the youngster on debut, putting up a partnership of 56. Still going strong. Look at the number of bowls there, just the 34.
He's had a life though. In the previous over, gave himself a little bit of room. The ball just held ever so slightly in the surface. It would have been a very, very good catch. But it went down.
Well, I think he's going to go his merry way, and once again we see that Mushfiqur Rahim, he's got a wide peripheral vision. Anything on top of that, I think there's something behind the line of the bowlers. The side screen needed to be closed completely. Little thing peeking out of there that caught his eye. So focused. Just back of leg. This time around, there's some coverage in the deep.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's those players around the world that can just see the slightest thing. Think of Graham Smith, the ex-South African captain. He would find someone in a box at deep mid-wicket standing up when he didn't want them to, and he would point it out, and everyone would be like, what's he even looking at?
A deep mid-wicket, HD? Goodness.
Anyway, it was a standing joke. But for Mushfiqur, what had happened was the side screen had just split in the middle, and there's a little bit of red through it, so maybe that was just getting in the way of his vision. But it's closed up now.
Oh, that's airy-fairy, just standing his ground. I think a little overconfident. Just been told by his partner. That is good to see. Mushfiq immediately talking to him. The non-striker Mushfiq Rahim giving some advice to the youngster. Just keep your cool. HD has just mentioned the opportunity. He might have to go to 100 here. Full toss, maybe it's going to be a no ball. Seemed pretty high. Sure, the umpires are going to have a look at that as the scamper through for the second run. It's a direct hit. Now there's an appeal. They might look at two different things. Gone upstairs and going to have a check, and it is Mr. White Detergent Powder decision pending.
Right, stand by. It's just for the run out. Stand by. Hook 2 and wipe to hook 2. Roll. Slow.
Just keep rolling. Batter has made his ground. Before the bails are taken off, satisfied. My decision for the big sprint is.
And Mr. White decision is going to be not out. It's quite evident, was making his ground. I was wondering whether they're going to have a look at the height of that ball. Obviously, it wasn't of any concern. Waits on that, slaps it, and that's going to go racing away to the boundary. This is a shot of authority.
Again, the line needs to be questioned. There's not a huge amount of protection here for Mark Adair on the offside. There's a third inside the circle. There's a backward point inside the circle. And Ridoi knows that if he can just slice it away behind point, that would be too much work for the sweeper on the offside to do.
So far, Tawhid Ridoi going on to 85. Highest on debut so far for Bangladesh. Needs to carry on. Tries the Yorker. Digs that out very nicely. Been very well compiled innings by Tawhid Ridoi.
86. I know many experienced players that would just knock it around for one and take the 100. But when you about the 100 just yet. When he gets a little closer, he will. But for now, he's thinking boundaries.
Maybe another 6 or 8 runs, and then the nervous 90s creep in. Tawhid Ridoi. And he's been guided well by Mushfiq Rahim. Seen Mushi coming across, talking to him. Just take some time. Simple matter to be a little patient. Can afford to be patient here. Look at that. But there is going to be a fielder coming around.
And they just moved that backward point a little bit finer. End of the 44th. tap on the back to say well done. No one more so than the actual man that's got the runs.
Absolutely. You just have to just quieten down a little bit, be a little more selective with the shot making. Sure, that realization, 6 overs left, ample time to get to that figure. That will be a huge, huge feather in his cap. Go a long way. It should be a long career for him. Oh, got the toe end of the bat and goes over. That is the boundary. But at one point in time, maybe you can get lucky if you really be brave.
Well, there was many years ago when the 50-over version of the game was considered the shorter version of Test cricket. It's not that anymore. 50-over cricket is now the elongated version of T20. What a stroke that is.
Yes, with the mindset that you have in T20s, 50 of the last 5 is like bread and butter. Say for Mushfiqur Rahim, dal baat, we call it. You know, it's easy to get. With that mindset, with the way they're going, with the luxury of 6 wickets in hand, looking good. Oh, he's getting cheeky. Almost paid the price with that attempted scoop.
You can understand the thinking from Mushfiqur Rahim here, but with fine leg up and third up in the circle, it's highly unlikely that Comfort is going to give any pace. And so difficult because this stroke needs pace on the ball.
Absolutely, and that bounce also. More like a tennis ball bounce. Oh, grabs a hold of that, but this time finds the fielder. Intention's pretty clear. They're going to throw their bats at virtually everything that comes their way now. He's just saying, he's slowing the balls down. You better watch out for that. Just to time your shot properly if you're going to go for the big ones. I'm sure Tawhid Rida is going to go big. What about that? A tennis ball volley. Gets the edge, gets the boundary.
Well, you earn your luck. And he deserves a little bit because his innings has been exemplary. This is fortunate. But at home, in many years' time, he'll say he just guided that past the keeper's right hand for 4.
All he can do is smile about, rather rueful smile on the bowler's face. Tries to drag it. 45 done, 291 for 4. Pretty steady. Hume back on. Nicely behind that, straight to the field, a quick run taken. Good call and good response.
Well, when Bangladesh bat first here in Sylhet, they get over 300. They've batted first here on 3 occasions out of the 4 one-day internationals that have played at this ground, and on all 3 of those occasions, they got over 300.
Playing here after about 4 years, I think. Take that! Wow! Brilliant! It's not the easiest shot to play. He really enjoyed that.
It's a great shot, and you want to take nothing away from the stroke. But again, it's is in the 30-yard circle, and you've bowled it right in the area where Mushfiqur can hit you over extra cover.
That's tremendous batting prowess shown. But I must say the bowling leaves a lot to be desired. You need to be accurate. You need to just give the batters a tough time. Make them work hard for the runs. Do not offer freebies like that. Mushfiqur Rahim, if it's in his arc, he's going to go. He's going to go virtually at everything now. Quick fire 44 of 25 deliveries. Hume under pressure.
And there is a man at short fine leg. Simple catch, real simple catch, but what an innings. A real good innings, the perfect innings for a number 6. Just 26 deliveries for Mushfiqur Rahim. He goes for 44. Bangladesh 296 for 5. The burly Yasir Ali comes in. He can hit the ball around. Has he been given the license? 27 years old, 78 runs, just into his 6th innings, ODI career. It's played into the deep just for the single. Gee, he played well. He really did play well. Granted, he walked in with a lovely foundation that had been set by Tawad Ridoy and Shakib Al Hassan, but he really put the foot down from the very first ball, Mushfiqur Rahim. Well, if you want to know what picking a slower ball is, watch this. Got you. Oh, that went a long way.
101 meters. Oh, terrific. Let's see from the expression. Full toss, now it's up in there. There's a chance here. Just falling short. And a little fumble allows that next run to be taken.
Yeah, clatters the slower ball, then gets the full toss and doesn't middle it. That must confuse the bowler.
Three overs left in the Bangladesh innings in this first ODI. I'd expect this time to put the full tosses away, not happening.
Some might feel that Bangladesh are already out of sight, but this is a much better batting surface than the ones we saw in Mirpur and Chattogram for the England series. Not saying they were.
Yorker length, they've been pretty good at the death, the Irish bowlers, in getting those Yorkers in. Saw that in the last over too.
The other thing is that Ireland's strength is their batting. They bat a long way down, and to give you an indication, is over 40 in first class cricket. He's down to bat at 11.